Makkari, a member of the Eternals. He's had quite a bit of power progression through the years, which is why you might see some inconsistencies when it comes to him struggling with certain things. When it comes to raw speed, Eternals do get stronger over time through rigorous disciplines and things like that. I showed that with my thinnest stuff. Makkari has so much potential to be one of the fastest beings of all time. I mean, he has the lore to back it up when it comes to the Eternals, but he just doesn't have that many flashy feats like he should. But of course, he's been living for a long time. Of course, when you have this much life experience, you got to have some type of knowledge. Having adventures throughout the history, being a part of human history, kind of blending in, you know, you can get a really good overview of how his life has been, on why certain events occur. You can pause the video if you have to right here, of course. See, a lot of Eternals have the same ability, but he took an interest in speed at an early age, learning to run before he could walk. They even state, even though he focuses on speed, he can wield his cosmic energy for super strength. It states here, lifting 50 tons. You know, that's an oversimplification, but yeah, you get the idea. He's got training with certain characters, and even before then, he was pretty quick, but he's gotten an upgrade. So one could say speed is inconsistent because his evolution did have quite a bit of differences going through his life, getting faster throughout the years, training, stuff like that. During his time as Mercury or Hurricane, even though back in the day, these two wasn't necessarily the same people, but it was a retcon that made them the same person, so whatever. Punching power-wise, he can punch somebody through a tree. Makkari throws folks into the air, spins a guy around, then flies off. Punches somebody hard enough, Crow for example, hard enough that the roar sounds into the heavens, like, well dang, strikes with maddening fury, deafening roars of two enemies reach shining into the heavens, like whoa. He fought Crow with, the narration says, the fury of the battle was 1,000 thunderstorms. It even states here, the entire universe seems to explode with the impact of the two colossal figures. Talk about strength and power. Let's get to the main event. I mean, heck, he's fast enough to literally catch bullets. He can cool down things thanks to his arms moving real fast. He even states, moving his arms so rapidly that it creates a great wind. Hurricane cools the rivet and then catches it in a nick of time. He changes into a costume before a bullet can even hit him. Bullets literally cannot compare to his speed, blitzing all over the place. I don't know why you would do this, but I guess he hit the line at the speed of light? Like, what the heck? In the nose? Bro, that line should have splatted. That's 186,000 miles per second, by the way, guys. Speed of light. He's consistently moving faster than the eye can interpret. For example, cheating in a carnival or rigged carnival game and then is back before he even notices he won. Person, the boss can't believe it. Like, what? Stop cheating, Hurricane. Spins folk around, then runs back to his seat as fast as light. He runs so fast, he suctions a car in front of him. Like, what? Speed. He quote unquote assuming the speed of a comet. Hurricane flies through the partly open door. Of course, he's too fast enough to break the grip of these thugs. Dodges the bullets as with ease of like a snowball. Oh, here comes the narration of flying up to a car with the speed of light. Hurricane races in pursuit of Thug's car. They state here he's moving as fast as lightning. Of course, he wouldn't know, though. Why would he know his exact speed? But he's quick. That's the point, right? That's how they call him the god of speed here. His reflexes respond with incredible swiftness. The flashing arrow is so instantaneous that the arrow appears to be traveling in slow motion. Hurricane hastily pushes Ruth out of the danger. Outraces a striking boa constrictor, aka a snake. Acts with the speed of light. Yep, stated yet again. Outraces a bullet. Of course. Why would you need to go to speed of light to outrace a bullet, Makkari? That's messed up. That is so overkill, Hurricane. Gets mistaken as a streak of light. His raw speed, binding glare of light, leaving the yapping spies behind him. He even covers all the battlefronts with lightning-like rapidity. He never allows an order to reach a battlefield. Yes, I'm well aware that these Eternals be looking like a lot like the Greek gods. Like, for example, Hurricane looks like Hermes, the god of speed, you know. Of course, he can run on water, deflecting his torpedo, running across vast amounts of distances really quick. Faster than I can see, the guards don't even notice him. Yeah, he just ran right past them. They didn't even notice what's going on. Too fast for the human eye to detect. He's one of those speed people that actually has durability, so he doesn't necessarily have to dodge the bullets, even though he can. They just ate the bullets here. Literally a hail of bullets, and he's okay from it. They even states walk through the hail of bullets unscathed. Bullets don't really do nothing to him. It's eternal. Oh yeah, don't forget, he still has cosmic energy, so he can summon lightning. He gave this man wings this one time, and he grew to the size of mountains, because he can, I guess, as an Eternal. Again, using bolts of electricity. Straight energy blast here, you can see. Bruh loves to use lightning from his fingertips, seems like, though. That's old school comics for you. He was able to use his stamps. It states his 2 silver wings from their concealment. Put him on the taxi he was riding in because he's, immortal. It states here he's a mortal passenger. And the car starts going way faster. It's a much better car no matter what. Like what? And he can somehow make a disguise for himself. Okay. I know it's hard to believe this guy's Makkari. Heck, he don't look nothing like him, and he's doing a lot of different stuff than what we're used to, especially him growing that big. That's awesome, right? But I guess retcons are retcons, right? But as Makkari, they say his strength is all over the place. They say he can lift 1 ton in one thing. That's why I don't take these guy books serious when it comes to the numbers, when it comes to, because these characters do feats way better than what they're shown here. They say he can possibly fly Mach 1 or whatever. Talk about a few Eternals can surpass this speed. Like what? And they stated another guy that can live 50 tons. You see what I mean? Like it's just all over the place. You know what I mean? It's not, they don't really know. This is just for kind of like pun's sake. I mean, think about it. He did dig through concrete, though, so that's pretty freaking strong. He lifts this fairly large stone in this occasion, scuffle with Icarus, stuff like that. Different Eternals scuffling with each other. The reason why his feats are going to be a little bit drastically different from his feats with Hurricane is because they originally wasn't the same person. Retcons, that's why it's such a drastic difference between their feats and stuff like that. But he still can move faster than I can see, like in this occasion. For example, it's implied he still raced in front of Icarus this one time. They even stated the swiftest among them. He can fly himself and others all the way around the world in minutes. In this occasion, he saved some folks by pulling them thanks to suction or running speed, just pulling them in the process. He's fast enough to cause sonic booms. He can fly at over 1,500 miles per hour. Like over that. That's just like an oversimplification, wouldn't you say? I mean, think about it. He caught up to the Super Skrull's top flight speed because he's that quick, right? Remember that Super Skrull has the speed of Human Torch. Remember that Human Torch is fast enough to evade the Zeta particles. Just letting you know. Oh yeah, and the battlefield Makkari can literally run circles around the Super Skrull. He believes he can run from Olympia to Italy in 7 minutes. Oh yeah, thanks to him being an Eternal, he has a pretty decent healing factor as well. Here comes the speed amping stickers again. I don't know how he be doing this, but he can place stickers on stuff to make stuff faster, like I showed in the earlier days. As Hurricane. Oh yeah, on this same page it states they can alter molecules evidently on the volume of 12 cubic feet. If you want to get more lore on the Eternals, you got it right here. You can pause the video if you have to, and here you can pause the video if you have to. Pretty much breaks down all the members of the Eternals. You see the Forgotten One, Ajax, Icarus, and the boy I'm talking about currently, my boy Makkari. And state here yet again, he was mistaken for the Olympian deity Hermes. His passion for speed, designing various high-velocity transport vessels, present during the Trojan War, by the way. Flashy feats aside, he does have battle feats with characters like Quasar, even be able to give him some issues in this particular occasion. Of course, they're not bloodlusted fighting here. His ridiculous speed helps him be able to do this, along with his energy projection and all those good things. But you're probably thinking, man, his feats kind of are trash compared to when he was Hurricane and etc., right? He has this mentor known as Master Elo, trained him to help him improve his speed progression. I love the hard work and dedication attitude, don't you? This is satisfying seeing him blitz around like this, though, I will admit. He even saved Quasar with his speed this one time. He's about to be killed, as you can see. He even kept up with Earth 712 Whizzer, or Wiser, however you should say it. Doing so, he's not even able to get up to his top speed thanks to all these twists and turns, implying that he does get faster the more velocity. I'm a big fan of speed blitzing, like speed blitzing this super gorilla, like with punches, volleys, showing his fighting speed. He can even run on air. Going supersonic should be like a joke at this point. Of course he can do that. On this occasion, his calf feels tender. Pulled a muscle, he thinks. He beat Wiser in the race though, despite his bummy calf. I am running, I am speed, I am light. Are you playing light speed again? You know, Marvel light speed ain't really that big of a deal, so it's not far-fetched since he's a speed type character. You know, it would be crazy if he wasn't, but that's none of my business. Of course, they can run faster than sound. That's an oversimplification. He's fast enough to reach escape velocity in moments, racing up a storm. Literally enter a tachyon tunnel. Note how they stated the fastest man born on Earth. They state here in this higher dimension of our cosmos, the speed of light holds no sway, and approaching light speed brings no relativistic accrual of infinite mass. AKA no danger to the environment, I'm assuming here. He said he's not just the fastest man on Earth, he's the fastest creature in the whole galaxy. Reason why you don't see him doing energy projection right now in this new outfit like he was in these older days like this is because he kind of sacrificed most of his extra eternal powers just to kind of focus it all on speed, which is why you don't see him being super versatile as much anymore. I mean, the guy got in a race with the runner, ran neck and neck with the runner, a legit race with the runner. In the race with the runner, he even states he becomes light in this instant, striving towards his ambitions, breaking past his limits, crossing the finish line in his run raw speed against the runner. Makkari got training from the other secret of absolute speed. Everything is literally frozen. You know, that being that I showed you earlier, this being right here, he learned the secrets of this absolute speed. The runner is extremely impressive to beat in a race because this guy always holding these what called galactic marathons. I mean, when it comes to fighting speed, he's even fast enough to be kind of too fast for characters like Thanos, for example, who is massively fast in light. I mean, he has no problem reacting to the Silver Surfer. When it comes to raw speed, that's what Runner specializes in, so I would definitely give him the advantage over characters like Silver Surfer in speed. And if you were to take that seriously when it comes to speed, that's insanely impressive considering how fast the Silver Surfer is. Can fly 500,000 light years in a very extremely short amount of time, can cross the universe extremely fast, flew galactic distances in a panel, like you see him literally galaxy hopping out of the galaxy, crossed the universe in minutes. And you're telling me Makkari beat the Runner in a race despite the fact that Silver Surfer can literally time travel in raw speed? Runner is implied to be faster than the Silver Surfer, even matching the Silver Surfer in power and etc. You're probably thinking, but we ain't seen Makkari galaxy hop on screen like the Silver Surfer. That's because he doesn't have as many showings. I tell you this all the time. Just because a character hasn't shown to be able to do something doesn't mean they can't do something. Like every planet buster in Marvel isn't going to get their time to actually planet bust. That doesn't debunk the fact they can planet bust. Some writers just ain't got time to give every character a feat of them busting a planet because it might not fit the narrative or the story or something. It's one of those things. He doesn't have the flashy feats, but when it comes to the battle feats, it adds up with the battle feats and his lore on how the fact Makkari is a speed demon type of character. It adds up with the fact he's eternal and how he sacrificed most of his eternal power just to focus on speed. It all adds up to his lore and the Runner being one of the fastest people. I mean, even Marvel implied he's one of the fastest people, or why would they have the Runner doing these marathons, galactic marathons, recruiting different characters from Marvel to race each other? Even characters like Spectrum have been involved in these galactic races, so it's evident of it, right? When you add all this stuff together, he has no choice but to only be at least trillions or quintillions of times faster than light. Well, technically, he's immeasurable on the scale. He's just that high up there, you know what I mean? Just crazy numbers. And let me tackle the elephant in the room. Even if you don't agree he's faster than the Runner, he's got to be at least comparable, so it doesn't really debunk it. Even if you want to say, oh, I still think the Runner's faster, that's cool if you think he's faster than Makkari, but he still won a race against Runner, so he has to be in that same range of speed to even win a race against the Runner, a being that's also speed-centric. But of course, there was a time that they were made to believe they were powerless. They wasn't really powerless, but it was made to believe they were powerless by an illusion made by Sprite. Even when he thinks he ain't got no powers, he unconsciously does or moves out the way of the car using super speed. He says time feels completely stopped to him, and I had to figure out what to do with the bullets. Like the bullets are just completely slow motion to him. That many, moving way faster than thought, oversimplification. And then there was a time when he was a servant of Tiamat, a celestial being. You already knew at one point they was going to get involved with these celestials again, right? And when Makkari was a servant of Tiamat, celestial being, they literally can't hurt them because they were shut down if they try to hurt them because they was created by the celestials, right? Very powerful. He claims he doesn't tire. That's cool. This being known as Great Cry, how you say it, they state if he strikes you with his speed, he could kill him, showing that's how much power Makkari got. His punching power seems to be good enough to stagger these giants, as you can see. Slams this being to the side of a mountain really hard. Knocks Kane Parker to the ground real hard, showing his power. Look at the speed of him dodging instantaneously, basically. Spider family people are no strangers to dodging light speed stuff. Even states to have the speed of light on my side, so being able to effortlessly dodge attacks from Spider-Man like that and just make him seem like fodder is a big deal. Even though that was a different Spider-Man, but yeah, Spider people are kind of relative to each other. You know what I'm saying? Kane and Peter Parker, Kane Parker. Makes sense. Like, look at the after image effect and then just knocks him to the ground like that. Looked like he KO'd him too. He even beats Icarus in a race, even though Icarus had a head start, for example. Raw speed. He's fastened to dodge attacks from Sun Girl. Raw speed. Look at it. Look at the after images. They say he can run about Mach 3, they say. Seemed like the Celestial kind of made him a little slower because they note that, remember earlier how I mentioned the illusions? Evidently, it wasn't an illusion and he used the power of the Celestial Tiamat, the Dreaming Celestial, the reality warped him into mortals. So when he got his powers back, it was almost like he got his powers back from being depowered. So yeah, he was depowered and then he got powered up again, but not to the level he was at in his prime when he went against the Runner, right? It even states here they had no memory of their prior lives. It even states here, prior to his regeneration by the dreaming celestial, Makkari could travel beyond the speed of light, but it had a high risk or whatever. This is why he's much slower currently. You know, he's not in his prime, the runner levels or Silver Surfer level speed right now, or in this instance. But regardless, he's still pretty fast, but yeah, he's not in his prime. They had the, Marvel loves to write off speedsters, don't they? Don't you love these little cones he be making, these little blur effects? But he can still cause sonic booms, can still travel on water at least. That's still cool. He examines all 6,000 of these troopers before they even notice, because he's moving that quick, faster than eyesight still. Evade strike from Kree, this being, very quick. Look how slow he is. He even claims that they're so slow he can disable him and all his troops before they can even blink. Just light work to him. Like, he has an army of 6,000, but yet he says he can take them all out before they can even blink. This even states 4 Eternals against 6,000 deviants. Y'all deviants ain't ready. Yeah, this is a deviant, by the way. Decent durability, like he slams into this wall at incredible speeds, but he's okay. But he still got hurt from it though, you know. But at the end of the day, the true villain is the writers. The writers seem like they didn't really know what they wanted to do with him. Do they want to make him the fastest? Is he the fastest? He doesn't show up in enough stuff to really concrete himself. To race Silver Surfer, it would be dope to see. It's a lot of different things I would be purposely like for him to see. It just depends on what they want to do with him in the future. In his prime days, when he was going against the runner and stuff, he was up there or faster than the Silver Surfer, even beat the runner in a race for all I know. I mean, you got to respect that. I mean, sheesh. Imagine getting punched by somebody that's running at you at that level of speed. I'm just saying, there's got to be some powerhouse tier levels of force. I'm just saying. How fast do you think Makkari is? What do you think the writers are doing with him? Do you think he suffers similar to characters like underrated folk like Wonder Man, for example? I mean, he's a being that should be Hulk Thor tier consistently, but he seems to consistently get mopped by them. It's like the writers are unsure what power level they want him to be at. I feel like Makkari kind of is in this category when it comes to the writers just not really knowing what to do with him